How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the EMac Truth from Dynamic Discs. This is a neutral mid-range, neutral to slightly overstable mid-range from Dynamic that I think some people just overlook it. It gets a little bit confused because if you're not in the Dynamic nomenclature sphere, you'll see the Truth, and then you see the EMac Truth, and just similar, you'll see the Judge and the EMac Judge, and things just get confusing there. How I've always understood this disc coming to be is essentially this is what the Truth was originally. So there was the Truth. As time went on, the Truth became flippier. EMac was like, we want the Truth to be, which EMac is a former world champion, in many ways the face of Dynamic Discs. He was like, we want the Truth to be kind of more back to what it was, but people have fallen in love with the modern version of the Truth, which is a little bit less stable, so they didn't want to get rid of the Truth mold, so instead they retooled it and called it the EMac Truth, which gives us a slightly more overstable version of the Truth. For people who throw a little bit farther, this is a very, very neutral disc. So basically, if you're only throwing 250 to 320, somewhere in that range, then the Truth will fly for you like the EMac Truth flies for those of you who are throwing 350 to 400 plus, I would say. And I think that it gets overlooked a lot because there's a lot of great mids in this neutral mid-range slot, and that's exactly what this is. As I started to throw it, ripping it on hyzer, brand new like this, it just holds the angle. Throwing it board flat, it goes dead straight, has a little bit of fade. Throwing it on anhyzer, it holds the angle all the way down. And that's what a true neutral mid should do. It should basically show you what angle you release it on, which makes it very easy to shape shots. And what I'm excited about with the EMac Truth is it makes it where it won't take long to beat into a gorgeous hyzer flip mid-range. So I actually, across filming this review, ended up putting the EMac Truth in my bag to kind of replace that MD3 slot that I've been missing as of late. And I think it's going to do a phenomenal job. It does have a small bead on it that's just not small in the sense of like a lot of times you hear a small bead, and if you don't know what a bead is, it's the bottom part of the flight plate of the rim right here. A bead is basically the part that kind of sticks out a little bit right there. What that helps do is it doesn't necessarily make a disc more overstable, but it helps maintain its stability for longer. And this one isn't small. Like sometimes you'll see a micro bead where it's barely on there at all. This one is just as big as your normal bead, but it just doesn't stick out as far. So you don't notice it when you're feeling it, making this a great choice for forehands even. It's very comfortable in the hand. A lot of Dynamics mid-ranges have this similar profile that almost are driver-esque in that they have a more sharp, blunt edge here, so it's not that smooth roundness like we see in a lot of Innova and other popular mid-ranges. Instead, it's a little bit more driver-esque in the wing shape, which I think helps it feel even better forehand, and I actually really like the feel of it for a backhand too. So as I threw it more and more, I got really comfortable where I can lean into this disc. I can trust it where it's not going to flip up and burn over. I'm hoping after a round or two, I'll be able to pop it on hyzer and let it flip up to flat and go really straight for me. It's just a good neutral mid-range. And like I said, there's so many out there that this one just consistently gets overlooked. So I'm really excited about the EMac Truth. I'm going to have it in my bag going forward and definitely mess around with it. And I've liked it so far. I've played a few rounds with it since filming this review, and I've really enjoyed it, or since filming the throws for this review, I should say. And I've really enjoyed how it's been flying for me, and I think that you will too. So if you're looking for that neutral mid-range slot, for whatever reason, your buzzes, your Rock 3s, your MD3s, whatever they might be, aren't working for you, and you wish that something, maybe you're more comfortable with the fairway driver feel, you wish something had a little bit more of a blunt edge, a little bit more of a sharp edge there, but still flew like those discs did, the EMac Truth might be exactly what you're looking for. So if that's the case, I highly recommend it. I definitely think you should check it out. Even if you're just looking for a neutral mid and you haven't tried any of those, maybe give the EMac Truth a look before you give the rest of them. I definitely think it's a fun disc that gets overlooked by way too many people, which makes it a very underrated neutral flying mid-range that you should check out and possibly even bag.